is taking the heavyweight scene by storm in the United States. Mike Tyson is almost into the heavyweight unification series. At 20, he has an awesome undefeated record of 26 fights, 24 of which were KOs, and was set to face Trevor Berbick for the WBC title in November if he could win his fight earlier today against the former world cruiserweight champion, Alfonso Ratliff. Ratliff, at 6 feet 5 inches, could be an awkward customer. Ratliff's been in with some very impressive men too, but he suffered 3 defeats and he's been knocked out by 2 world champions, Tim Witherspoon in 1981 and Pinklon Thomas in 1983. Now let's see if Tyson can produce his most explosive form in the scheduled 10-rounder, commentary by Reg Guttridge.
So the staring from Alfonso Ratliff, I must say, you notice that height there, 6'5". What an advantage. Davy Pearl, local referee.
Well, then you better get out, Phil. Come on. Now, listen to me now. Listen to me again, will you, Alonso? Look at me. Look at me now, damn it. I want to talk to you. Remember what we said. Keep the fight clean, everything will be cool. First guy that messes up, it's going to cost him. Shake hands now, good luck to you.
Well, very firm indeed, isn't he there, referee Davy Pearl? And there's the rundown again. 10 years, of course, in age and quite a bit in height there, as you can see. And indeed, 20 pounds difference in the weight. Alfonso Ratliff, former WBC cruiserweight champion of the world now. Can he score yet another one-round win or not here, Mike Tyson? He's had 15, remember, from 26. But Ratliff has been talking a very good fight, I must say. He's been putting Tyson down quite a bit. He just strolled in the ring there, Tyson, a real old gladiator. No socks, no robe, no fuss. Didn't even acknowledge the crowd. Let's get down to business. That's all he wants to do. So there it is, the man with the red stripes on his trunk's going to be on his bike for quite a while, use his height and indeed speed, it would seem, to keep out of the way of this man, because he's a bit dangerous at any time in the fight, but particularly at the start. October, Marvis Frazier in 30 seconds. Oh, referee David Pearl's clapping hands there and saying, come on, let's go. He doesn't want the hit and hop it stuff from Ratliff, but that's the first punch he's nailed in. The crowd knew it, and Ratliff knew it. Oh, he's done him with a left hook to start with. And, no, I don't know why he's not calling that a knockdown, really. It was a slip, but he also tripped over a left hook, I thought. Well, as I say, he talks well, Ratliff, but he's not doing much in this round, is he? Except run for his life, not that I can blame him. Most exciting fighter to hit the heavyweight scene with a minute to go in the opening round then. Really means business now that he's got this chance of being in this knockout series to unify the championship of the world. That's all he knows. He knows how to stalk fighters the whole time, Tyson. Cut that ring size down a bit.
Turn him loose.
Turn him loose. Well, that's a good thing to say about any fighter there. It sounds like open the cage, really, doesn't it? One or two people are saying, well, we've got to see Mike Tyson take a shot, but with the size of that neck, 19 inches, it's really bolted onto the shoulders. I'm sure he could take a punch all right. Well, strictly a survival round there by Alfonso Ratliff. And there's Tyson and the rundown with the statistics. That's Kevin Rooney in the corner.
Cut that ring down, you understand?
So that's quite obvious, to cut that ring down. That means he's got to cut the corners off, stop him running.
A little bit. down, cut them down the right way. You understand? Your farm, you're cutting them down with your farm a little bit. Cut them down. Put the angle down quick.
That's it. You're doing good, though.
There it is. Been beaten actually by Tim Witherspoon and Pinklon Thomas. They were full heavyweights. And he fought on the Bruno Witherspoon bill at Wembley last July, defeating Stanley Ross. But a fight to forget as far as Ratliff was concerned. So out for the second round then, scheduled for 10. And he has had the experience now a couple of times, Tyson, of going 10 rounds. In fact, more than 3 times to be exact. Oh, that's right. It went to the last round, Mitchell Green, so it was actually twice that he finished 10 rounds. With Tyson, he doesn't allow the opposition to settle down. Rabalta did this in his last fight, the Cuban, but as I say, caught up with him in the final round. Mitchell Green did in fact stay the distance, just. Oh, what a left hook. Just separated himself from his senses there. What a punch. He hits you with everything. He's hanging on to the bottom rope, Ratliff. I don't think he's going to make this. It's 9. I'm surprised you didn't count him out in the act of rising there, Davy Pearl. In Britain, that certainly would have been so. And it's just a question of how long now, isn't it? Because right at the start of the round, Tyson's got the man on the hook, and he won't let him off. Sure. Midway through. Well, the talking came to nothing, and that's it. The referee should be in there now, as far as I'm concerned, because it's all over by the shouting. The right hand, there's no need for him to take this, and he stopped it as he hit the floor, and it should have been earlier. What a tremendous performance. Now, Ratliff doesn't get knocked over. Whatever you can say that he's only really a pumped-up light heavyweight, 14 stone 5 is no little man. And the way Tyson finished him really was awesome. Hardly blowing, almost. He created more sweat coming into the ring than he did in the actual fight. This man really is some fighter, there's no doubt about it. I can't believe at 20 years of age he can do all these things. And his aim, of course, is to win the World Championship in record time. His great pal then, Floyd Patterson, who was with his late great mentor, Customato, won it when he was 21. So let's have a look at the replay now as he catches him up there, backing off. That's the punch that started the downfall there. I was amazed that the referee let him go on after that. Now from the overhead camera, backs into the ropes, legs well spread, and then bingo, he had no chance with that one. And the third angle, it's bad enough seeing it first time. Now that's the second time that he moved into him there. This surely it was when it was all over and there was no point in him going on. He just didn't know where he was. Bravely trying to stand up. I'll give him credit for that. But as he hit the deck, the referee waved it all over.
Well, he's a fearsome young man, isn't he? 27 fights, 27 wins, 25 inside the distance, and only a few of those fights have gone beyond round 2. What about his performance in that fight, Jim?
I'm really impressed by him. The fact that he's not as easy to hit as I'd first thought the first couple of times I saw him box. As he moves in, his hands are high, his head moves all the time. He can knock out with either hand. He's probably the only complete fighter we have in the heavyweight division we have in the world today. The only thing he lacks, I would say, is experience. He has everything else. He can knock out with either hand. As you can see, he can punch from any angle too. No matter where his feet are at the time, he manages to get full power into the punches, and he only needs to see a chance and he goes right after it, no messing around. He's only in to do one thing, and as long as the fight lasts, that's the only thing that's on his mind. So these are good punches. The big fellow is trying to survive, but there's nowhere to go except the floor. But that's a tremendous performance. Yeah, I'm really impressed by him.
And he's had trouble with tall guys in the past. I mean, he didn't have an easy win against Rabalta. Well, he didn't have an easy win, but he didn't catch up with him until the 10th round.
Yeah, well, I don't worry too much about the fights that go the distance or go quite a few rounds with Tyson, because it's difficult when your opponent only wants to survive. If the fights were close as far as points were concerned, then I would have doubts about him. But he's winning by a landslide. People are just managing to survive longer. But no, nothing.
Well, you say
he's
he's the most complete boxer in the world, complete puncher in the world at the moment. Is he the number one, do you think? In fact, let us have a look at the Unification Series now, because we're going to see him now facing Trevor Berbick as a result of that win tonight in November on ITV, by the way. All those fights on ITV, I must emphasise. Now, can Mike Tyson beat the big boys now, including Trevor Berbick?
I think he can beat Berbick. I don't say he's ready for all the big boys, but I think he's ready for Berbick. If I was handling Tyson, I wouldn't put him into the series, actually. I think the only thing he lacks is experience. He has power in either hand, a good chin, although it's not been tested too often as yet, good movement, good mobility. He has everything except experience. And if I was handling him, I would hold him back, let the series take place, and then move him into to box the winner. I think they may be taking a chance with him now.
Well, perhaps they are when you look at the second fight, because there's a lot of experience there. Tim Witherspoon against Tony Tubbs in December. Is Witherspoon going to win that one, a return? He won the first.
Yeah, I think Witherspoon's on his game now. I think all his problems, his social problems and domestic problems are behind him. Now he's back to full business again. I think he'll beat Tubbs again in another hard contest, but I think Witherspoon will go through, yes.
Let's have a look at the list again, because we'll see that in that case, from your assessment, then it will be Tim Witherspoon to fight Mike Tyson. Now that would be, in other words, the WBC champion against the WBA champion. That's in February of next year. What about the outcome of that one as far as you're concerned?
I think the lack of experience may tell on Tyson then. I think Witherspoon, he's never been on the floor, very tough, very cagey. He's been there with everybody, all the fighters that matter. I think Tyson's lack of experience would let him down. He'd probably be outpointed, I would think.
And what about, in the last 30 seconds, what about the last fight then? It might be Witherspoon against Spinks, and who would be the ultimate champion of the world?
Well, I think at the moment Witherspoon is the best champion we have at the moment, so I think he'll be too strong and too good all the way around for Spinks.
You don't think there's the slight chance that Mike Tyson can get there?
Yeah, well, I've been wrong plenty of times before, but I just don't think now. I think next year definitely, but maybe not now. But I'm rehearsing my excuses, if you know what I mean. I could be wrong.
Jim, thank you very much indeed for joining us tonight. Thank you. Well, there's more World Championship boxing on ITV on Wednesday night at